Events bring us together, inspire us, and provide us with lasting memories. But trying to run an event agency while creating these special moments can be difficult, demanding, and sometimes even dreadful, especially if you're trying to do it on your own. So the question is, how do we create wow factors for our attendees while delivering top-notch client events, all while running a profitable business? These are the questions, and I'm here to give you the answers. I'm Chrissy Thompson, and welcome to the Event Agency Secrets podcast. Hello, welcome to episode 1 of the Event Agency Secrets podcast. I am your host, Chrissy Thompson, and I am just going to give you guys a little bit of background on what you can expect from the podcast. So this will be a short episode as the first episode, but really just wanted to kind of share why I started the podcast, a little bit more about myself so you have some context, and kind of, what you can expect going forward. So we are starting this podcast in April of 2022, so just coming out of the pandemic and, really feeling like things are starting to pick up again when it comes to corporate events. And so we wanted to create a community where we are kind of sharing best practices. It's something that I feel like our industry really kind of tapped into more than we used to in the past in terms of collaborating instead of competing and just, sharing what was working for us during the pandemic in order to kind of help us all as an industry grow and move forward. And some of the relationships that I created out of that have been some of the most valuable ones that I've created in the industry with other event planning business owners. So kind of just using this platform as a way to continue that spirit of collaboration and hearing from each other about what's working, what challenges we're having as event planning business owners, and particularly with that spin on corporate. So yeah, that's what we're going to be focusing on. I've started Dynamo Events, my company. I'm the CEO and founder of. In 2016, we are a boutique event planning agency focused mostly on the tech and real estate industries. And so we're based in Los Angeles, team of 5, and there's so much that I've learned along the way that I wish I knew. So I really wish that this podcast existed when I was first getting started. So that's the whole idea of calling it the Event Agency Secrets podcast. We're really wanting to sort of pull back the curtain on kind of what's going on behind the scenes in terms of building a successful business. So we'll also be talking about how to, put on great client events that are top notch, that help drive their business. But we're also going to be talking about how to create a business that is fulfilling whatever dream we have for our life, right? So we're entrepreneurs who got into this business of event planning because we loved events, and maybe we're great at creatives, and maybe we're really great at process when it comes to events, but we might not have those systems and processes that are going to help us run a really successful, profitable business. So that's what we're going to focus on the podcast, and we're going to do that in a couple different ways. We're going to be interviewing a combination of other event planning business owners like myself, hearing about their stories, hearing about, how they're able to grow their business and, the niches that they're focusing on, how they were able to sort of create those and carve out a space for themselves in the market as mostly small business owners in the event planning space. So all focused on corporate though. So some of them will have businesses that have corporate and wedding or social arms, but definitely all of them will have some sort of corporate event planning background. And then in addition to that, we'll also have other event industry experts that we're interviewing. So some of those will be sort of like other vendors that we've worked with successfully at Dynamo that have really helped us in sort of educating us around, whatever the different area is that we work with them on. So whether it's audiovisual or signage or swag, whatever it is, in addition to how to run a successful business when it comes to corporate event planning, we'll also still, of course, be talking about, upping our game in terms of how to plan really great client events. So that's what you can expect. We will have 1 new episode per week at this point as we launch it. That's our plan. And then if you'd like, you are welcome to join us in our free Facebook group where we actually record these podcasts live. So you'll get access to them obviously live first thing when they're recorded, and then they will be posted a few weeks later on the podcast apps and on YouTube. So if you'd like to get that, first look or first listen, you're welcome to join us in there. And obviously we'll have lots of networking and everything going on in there as well. So you'll be able to connect with other event agency owners, event planning business owners who, will be sharing in that spirit of collaboration within the group. So if you just go to Facebook and type in Event Agency Secrets Community, you can join us in there, and we'd really look forward to having you. Thanks so much, and have a great listen.